All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about something you use every single second you're awake, but maybe don't think about all that much: your attention. And we're really going to dig into one big question. In a world that is screaming for your focus, where do you actually choose to give it?
Just think about your morning. Before your feet even hit the floor, the battle for your attention has already kicked off. It usually starts pretty quietly, right? Just a simple little sound.
And then almost immediately, bam, something else pops up, demanding to be seen. Could be a message from a friend, maybe a work email that snuck in overnight. And then you get the big one: an alert about some breaking news happening on the other side of the planet, engineered to hit you with a jolt of urgency.
And just like that, before you've even had a moment to ask yourself this one simple, powerful question, your attention has already been spent. Your day is already being shaped by everybody else.
So, and this is the crucial part, this isn't random. It's not just happening by accident. This constant pull on your focus, well, it's a feature, not a bug, of the world we're all living in.
This quote just reframes the whole thing, doesn't it? Attention isn't just about what you're looking at. It's so much deeper. You could even call it your life energy. Because wherever your attention goes, that's where your life goes. It literally becomes the building blocks of your reality. So, how is this life energy being captured? Well, it's all part of a huge system, a whole economy built around our focus. And here it is: the attention economy. Think of it like a marketplace, but you're not buying stuff with money. The product being bought and sold is your focus. Every single app, every website, every algorithm is in a constant, relentless competition for just a little slice of your day.
And why is it so incredibly valuable? Well, it's simple. Once someone has your attention, they have influence. They can sell you stuff through ads, sure, but they can also shape how you feel about social or political issues. And maybe most importantly, they can control the stories you believe about the world. This is such a critical shift in how we see this. If you struggle to focus, it is not a personal failing. You are not bad at focusing. You are a perfectly normal human living inside a system that is expertly, brilliantly designed to shatter your attention. But, living inside this system, it comes with a price tag, and it's a cost we don't often stop to really calculate. The habit itself forms so quietly, you don't even notice. It starts with just a flicker of boredom, or maybe a moment of discomfort. Without thinking, you reach for your phone to get that quick little hit of something new, a new post, a new video. And what your brain learns is a really dangerous lesson. Silence is bad, and it must be escaped. Stillness starts to feel weird, even threatening. And this is the result. We're just flooded with over 8 trillion gigabytes of data created every single day. That's more information than any humans in history have ever had to deal with. And yet, after consuming all of this, do we feel clearer? Nope. We often feel more anxious and more overwhelmed than ever. This isn't a failure of our intelligence, it's a failure of our attention management. Okay, but here's where the story takes a turn for the better. Because even when it feels like an automatic reflex, attention is always, always, ultimately a choice. We can basically operate in 2 modes. Reactive attention is our default setting in this economy. It's just constantly scanning for the next shiny, urgent thing. But intentional attention, that's a conscious act. It's when you pause and ask a much, much deeper question. Out of all the noise, what truly matters to me right now? And this, right here, is where our real power is. Look, we can't rewrite the code that runs these platforms, but we absolutely have 100% control over our own inputs. We get to choose what we consume, when we consume it, and how deeply we decide to let it in. So, the big question is, how do we actually do that? Well, the great news is that your attention is like a muscle. If it's gotten weak, you can train it, and you can build it back up. And the key is to start small. Seriously, you don't need some radical, life-changing digital detox. Just try one of these things. Maybe leave your phone out of the bedroom for one night, or just turn off the notifications for one single app. Or hey, just read one page of a real book before you open up social media. These are the tiny little choices that, over time, rebuild your ability to think deeply. And this ties directly into our mental health. In a world that thrives on constant outrage and comparison, being the gatekeeper of what you pay attention to becomes a fundamental act of self-care. It's about protecting your own peace, your own clarity. And that brings us to the final, and
I think, the most important idea here. This whole thing is bigger than just productivity tips or life hacks. In a world that is designed to predict and steer your behavior, consciously choosing where you place your focus is a quiet but incredibly powerful act of resistance. It's you deciding what matters, instead of letting a line of code decide for you. Because in the end, the sum of all those small choices, what you read, what you watch, what you listen to, it's not just about how you're spending your time. It is the very substance of who you are slowly, day by day, becoming. So the final question is exactly the same one we started with, but maybe now it has a little more weight. Where do you want to give your attention?